welcome everyone to another episode of the Dads of Dagobah. We are reviewing episode 6 of the Ahsoka series, and I am going to go out on a limb here and say that was a fantastic episode of Ahsoka. I texted you during watching it, and I said, "Is this better than episode 5?" And you rightly said no, but it is a very good episode.
Well, I was only about halfway through it when I said no. And I feel like the episode had a great second half. The first half was good. The second half was good. Again, we're now 6 episodes into this. I feel like the first 3, I wasn't feeling like it was my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. And now I feel the opposite. Like I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And I think it's got its hooks in me now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you have a word of the week?
We do this segment every week, and I should think about it before you ask me, but I don't do that.
Mine is whatever those rock people are called from Frozen. What are they called?
Oh yeah, the trolls.
The little rock trolls. Yeah, that's my word of the week.
I thought they were kind of like the Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
I'm going to say my word of the week is what's a good? Oh, what about dad bod? Because Thrawn had a little bit more of a belly than he did in the animated version of the show.
I didn't notice that.
But I liked it because I felt like, we can all agree.
He's been exiled for years, right?
We can all agree that representation matters. And so I liked seeing my body type on screen.
With the Imperial forces. I was surprised, first of all, at the little exchange between Ahsoka and Huyang. There's a little bit of anger, it seems. Well, not anger, but I don't think Ahsoka understands the whole point of why Sabine left.
Yeah.
And she was, I don't remember who she was like, if she didn't go, there'd be no Thrawn and no, danger. And then Huyang's like, and also no Ezra. Like, duh, this is the reason why she's going.
Yeah, and Ahsoka very clearly, it seems like from her, obviously what she said, she feels like she needed more time to help Sabine make the right decision. And I think the rhetorical question that we as an audience kind of comes to my mind when I watch it, and then Huyang also voices it, which is like, who's to say that wasn't the right decision?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the right decision in your mind, and the reason why you didn't want her to do it is because of your personal fears. But like, Sabine's perspective is different from yours, and maybe that was her only choice, or maybe this is what's meant to happen.
Yeah, I guess I was a bit taken back by, we saw this totally different Ahsoka at the end of the last episode, kind of a more enlightened version of her. But then this week, she goes back to her old ways of thinking. And I'm like, oh, I thought like she'd realize the whole lesson you learned with Anakin was you chose life, and that's exactly what Sabine's doing here, right?
Yeah. And you chose to kind of trust in the Force and trust, like you got into the mouth of a space whale that is, you're hoping taking you to a location to find Ezra and Sabine and Thrawn, but you don't actually know, but you're just trusting in the cosmic force. And now you're sitting in the mouth of that space whale like, Sabine, she never should have done this.
I know.
So stupid. Like, what?
And did you learn nothing?
Huyang's trying to give us a trailer for the Dawn of the Jedi movie coming out. Like,
loved it.
Want me to tell you one of the stories about the beginning of the Force?
Okay, was there any hidden Easter egg there where he was talking about the different tales? There's the tale 1, 2, and 3, and they're both like the first ones, or Ahsoka's like, oh, the first one's the best. Like, is that like anything with like prequel, original, sequel trilogies, or is that sort of like a little poke fun at the Star Wars community about, oh, that's the best one? I kind of felt that way, like, oh,
Yeah, except I think yes, except he's not talking about those actual stories.
no, he's not. But the writers of the show
Oh yeah.
are trying to have a little poke fun at the fans.
Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously the in your face Easter egg is he starts the story
Yeah.
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Or a
So
long, long time ago.
I guess I'm a bit confused, and maybe you can help me out here. This galaxy they're going to, a totally different galaxy than we've ever been to in Star Wars. But this galaxy is the stories that are told to the younglings in the temple.
Yeah, like they're part of the folklore of the beginning of the
The Jedi?
the beginning of the Jedi or the beginning of the other galaxy.
I don't know.
Like because it made it sound like the Night Sisters, the ancient Dathomiri, are the ones that first traveled to the current galaxy and like settled it.
Is that what they were saying?
I don't know. That wouldn't really make sense because I think the galaxies are too vast to say that one race of people came and populated all of it. Right?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. Or because I've always had it's always been confusing that there's the Dathomir Night Sister magic and the Force in the same galaxy. So I wonder if the Star Wars galaxy, for lack of a better term, is the Force galaxy, and the Dathomir magic is from the other galaxy, and they came and brought that magic with them.
Well, that's part of one of the things I'm most intrigued about is this whole thing that Balin Scroll is like on this whole other side quest of trying to find a power greater than the Force or a power greater than the Night Sister magic. And
So
like
he's not going after Thrawn, right?
I
We
don't think
thought he
he
was going. We thought it was Thrawn he was talking about.
right. I don't think he cares in the least about Thrawn.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that him telling Thrawn about Sabine being like, you know, Sabine Wren or whatever, he doesn't care about that either. I think that I predict that they will find Sabine and Ezra and he will not attempt to kill them because he wants to use them to help whatever he's trying to do.
Interesting.
I love him as a character. I feel like everything he says is interesting.
Yes, I totally agree.
He's not evil, but he like is realistic about the Jedi. Wait, what are you doing?
His apprentice. So,
Oh,
did she really do anything?
she questioned him.
Yeah. Yeah, he is so fascinating, and he's bringing up whole new folklore and talking about these stories that he learned, and then also like giving a little bit of history of Order 66 and how he saw everything burn. And I,
But he was like more than a Padawan because Thrawn called him General Balin
yeah,
Skull.
yeah.
So he was already a Jedi Knight by the time Order 66 happened. I wonder if we'll find out like how he survived Order 66. But the he's interesting to me because he is not like Dooku or Anakin in that he doesn't seem like antagonistic or resentful of the Jedi Order. He's like not he doesn't consider himself a Jedi anymore and he says, you know, I don't know, I guess is that whole conversation about how he misses the idea of the order.
Mm-hmm.
Um is just interesting to me about he's had these flickers of comments that he's made about even in the first or second episode when he was talking to Morgan Elsbeth and talking about how if Ahsoka died, it'd be a shame.
He to me is if Qui-Gon had survived.
Yeah.
That's like he's like the embodiment of the whole ideals that Qui-Gon had, right?
Yeah.
Likes being a part of the order, but understands that there's flaws to it, but it's the best thing out there. And I think he probably felt the same way about the order. Was like, I don't understand why we're these warriors all of a sudden, but we're better than the Sith and better than the Trade Federation. And then when that all came crumbling down, I don't think it doesn't seem like he was in part of the Empire either.
Yeah.
So he's just a mercenary, just trying to make his own way through the galaxy.
Yeah. Well, we get to see this Purrgil graveyard, which I thought was cool.
Elephant graveyard. It's where they come to die, huh?
Yeah. And
I'm confused. I'm just confused about the whole logistics of this. They get Thrawn and Ezra and the rebels on Lothal, and then they take them to the graveyard. Like, we'll take you this way. I'm sure we'll get an answer someday, but it's just right now my understanding is I'm confused about what's happening here. What were they doing in the first place?
Well, and I not to be too nitpicky either, but it is interesting. So these three great mothers that are like the de facto leaders, maybe of this galaxy's version of the Night Sisters, or
that should have been our background as those three ladies from Hercules.
the Fates. Yeah,
That's what they are. Yep.
And so they sent dreams to Morgan Elsbeth to lead her to find them. So they've been hanging out on this planet for ever. They're from this planet, and Thrawn has also been there, and so they've been working together to try to get off. One, why do they want to get off of that planet? I guess Balin.
Do they want to get off, or Thrawn just wants to get off?
I thought they wanted to get off too.
They want to be taken back to the other galaxy?
Yeah, remember because Balin was like, maybe they're scared of a power greater than themselves or something.
Yes. And Thrawn is taking them with him, but his payment is a bunch of dead people, I guess. Right?
Yeah, something from the catacombs. I don't know what they're bringing.
Yeah, it looked like casks or some sort of funeral, or not a coffin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nothing that I'm like upset about. Like they should have answered it because I'm assuming we'll get.
Oh yeah, totally.
More answers.
Yeah, this is just the first episode of, I'm sure, more answers. But at first, I'm just like.
But I mean, I'm assuming that the next 2 episodes are going to be on this planet. Like, I think that we're not making it back to the other galaxy this season. Or maybe like the very last shot of the last episode is when they make it back or something.
Yeah.
Because the one, I think Thrawn was awesome. It's obviously the guy that voices him in Rebels, which is nice.
He looks great. Is he painted blue, or did they CGI the blue on him?
I was wondering the same thing. I think that it's practical makeup, but I don't know. Yeah. I think it looks great. He's great. I think it's really good. I found it interesting there. How long have they been gone? I mean, hasn't it only been like maybe 5 years or something?
No, I mean the rebellion from. I mean, how quickly after the Battle of Lothal did like the Battle of Yavin happen? A couple years, maybe. Year or 2.
Oh wait, Rebels happens before Episode 4.
Yes.
And so the finale of Rebels happens before Episode 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we see what's their face? The Ghost in Rogue One. and we hear in the background on Yavin her name is General Syndulla, right? So we know some time has transpired, but I think it's a couple years. And then from Battle of Yavin to Death Star 2 is just 6 or 7 years. So I mean, this is shortly after, so maybe 15 years max.
Okay, yeah. So it's okay. So it's been about 15 years. I agree with you on that. Okay, that's longer than I thought. Because I was like, they're acting like they've been out here forever, and like all these stormtroopers have modified their armors because the armor's all cracking, and they put the gold in, and they got the gladiator guy, Enoch, with the captain of the guard.
That
For a
looks
second, I thought they were
legit.
going to be like, I thought Enoch was going to be Ezra for a second, that he was like brainwashed, like I'm Thrawn's bodyguard now.
Oh yeah.
But
Those stormtroopers look great. They've like used that red stuff to tie their suits together, because they've seemingly have not had any sort of reinforcements in these 15 years, and they've remained loyal to Thrawn, and so general wear and tear with no replacements coming.
yeah.
They're chanting Thrawn. I thought that was cool. I just loved it. And like, yeah, the ship. It seems like it's going to be the same ship from the Battle of Lothal, because you can see like some of the damage on the hull, similar to where the whales were grabbing onto it and stuff, or maybe damage from the battle. But yeah, they've like covered it in gold or something to strengthen it. Looks legit.
Well, and I'm wondering, like, have they explored that galaxy at all, or they've just hovered by this planet the whole time?
Yeah, I don't know. Because even like the engines on the back of the Star Destroyer were different. They weren't the main three engines. It was different ones, right? So maybe they've just been stuck there.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, Sabine has a lot of screen time in this episode. She rides her little howler over to the Ninja Turtles.
That was awesome. Those scenes with her are amazing. I loved them. The scene with the Raiders was cool. How what's the significance of she couldn't take them down with her blaster? She could only take them down with her lightsaber. So is she? I feel like we're getting like, oh, she is force sensitive, but she's not. And when she hits her Mandalorian is when she's in her true element. But then this time she's in her Mandalorian stuff with her guns, and she needs her lightsaber. So it's like, where are they going with this character? But I'm here for it.
And you wonder how long it would take the Bandit group to realize we should probably shoot her in the head. Every time I do a body shot right into that armor, nothing happens. So.
And as I just stand there with my gun, they suffer from the same battle droid syndrome and Stormtrooper, where they're like, must wait until it's my turn to shoot. Pew! Darn it, didn't work.
Yeah.
And like the little back talking she had with her howler, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Did you think we'd see Ezra so quickly? That was a big surprise. I love it.
Yeah. I did not expect it, but I was surprised when he started talking. I did think that their reunion was a little bit awkward.
Yes.
But I'm like, maybe after 15 years it'd be awkward. But I'm like, Ezra, you haven't seen this person in 15 years, and you're like standing next to your hut like, funny seeing you here. Like,
took you long enough, you jerk.
Yeah, like, this is a weird dialogue they're having together.
You think they'd be like running to each other, just so happy to see each other, and it's just kind of like, what brought you around?
Yeah. Like they're teasing each other. You're like, oh my gosh, they still have this awesome banter. I'm like, no, you guys should be much more surprised that you're seeing each other. Much more surprised.
Yeah.
But Ezra's like, I can't wait to go home. And Sabine's like, I forgot to tell you, we don't have a way to get home because I came as a prisoner and I escaped. Well, I was let go by Thrawn.
Yeah, I wonder what, has Ezra just been constantly bothering him for years? Just a thorn in his side. They're stuck on the planet together, and Ezra's just taking little pot shots here and there on him. I don't know.
Well, I think that this is going to be like an Enfys Nest type situation, that these bandits are not going to actually be hostile.
Oh,
That Ezra and these little turtle men maybe work with the bandits to harass Thrawn.
oh, interesting. Huh.
Because the little turtle guys on the with the subtitles on it says that they're like no-T.
Mm-hmm.
OT group is talking. But then when those bandits are overlooking Balin Scroll, they also, the subtitles say something about no T talking or whatever. I'm like, so are they, or no T language spoken? I'm like, but those aren't turtle guys, or are they? Or how are they related if they're both called no T?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Good catch.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are kind of working together. It kind of what reminded me of that scene where the Howler finds the neat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It reminded me of the scene from Return of the Jedi where Leia's talking to Wicket and trying to find help or something. And anyway, kind of a cute little scene. It would be interesting because it kind of goes along with the theme of the good people know how to use the nature and natural resources and the natives of the planets, while the Empire and the bad guys are all about technology and force.
Yeah. Well, I guess another question I have is, what is Thrawn up to in sending Sabine out to find Ezra, and then sending Balin Scroll and the apprentice Shin out there to track them down and kill them, but then send two squads of troopers out there too, when what he said at the end is like true also, which is whether or not, if Ezra and Sabine die or just are stranded here forever, I don't care, and I feel the same way about your Jedi mercenaries. Then why did you send them at all?
Because he's a different type of bad guy. He wanted to honor the agreement. You
I
know,
guess so. But in that case, I'm like, why send Balin out there to kill them? If you're confident, like, go find Ezra, but you guys are just gonna be stranded here because
I
we're
think he
leaving.
sees it as I doesn't no skin off my. Just like you can deal with it however you want. It's not bothering me. I've got my own things, and if you want to go have fun time with Ezra, or you want to go try and kill Sabine, go for it. I don't care. I've
Huh.
got bigger, badder plans. And then
Yeah.
he's told Ahsoka's coming, and he's like, I need to know everything about her. I need to know who her master was. I want to know what her favorite food is. I want to know where she's from. Like, he is doing his research now. And they better not kill a space whale. That would be awful. Because that's what he told her, right? Morgan Elsbeth. If you see any space whales, you need to kill them.
With prejudice.
Yes.
Well, I'm a little bit worried because they're literally coming to the space whale graveyard, which is just foreshadowing of these space whales are about to die.
Yeah.
But the second thing is that we've already proven that Disney Star Wars has no regard for creature life. Case in point, the slaughter of many banthas in the Book of Boba Fett.
That is true. Why'd they have to shoot those manthas?
I think it was like 4 episodes in a row a bantha died. It was like, how that's the hallmark of this show. Just seeing banthas being slaughtered.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was weird.
Hey, have we killed a bantha this episode? No.
Has a crate dragon eaten a bantha yet? Put that in there too. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I feel like I'm very curious for next week's episode to see how Sabine and Ezra plan to escape the
Yeah, what's
planet.
their plan now?
I think that before they can actually do anything to try to escape, they will be intercepted by Balin. And I'm curious to see what Balin is up to in finding the power source of whatever he's looking for.
Yeah, is it like the magic of the night system, the witches? Is that what he's going for?
Yeah. But then when Ahsoka and Huyang show up in the Purgle, like what are they gonna do? How are they gonna make it down to the planet? And maybe right when the space whale comes, it'll open its mouth and they'll zoom out and they'll attack the space whale, and the space whale will die, which will make it even more urgent that they need to ride back with Thrawn to the real galaxy.
Oh yeah, how would that work then?
Have
Hitch a ride like
have to stow away.
Millennium Falcon
away.
style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hang on near the deflector dish and hopefully you don't get detected.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to see a big showdown with Enoch and somebody. He better fight someone by the end of this.
Yeah, he looks sweet.
He's got too cool of an outfit to just not
Don't phasma him. Don't phasma him. He looks great.
Yeah. What other questions do we have going on? I want to know what's going on with these great mothers.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just they opened up so many. I loved it because it opened up so many new questions. I was like, oh, this is great. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I feel like it moved us forward, but it still like brought in new ideas and concepts and questions for us to still be excited about. I'm a little bit bummed that the show has so much momentum right now and we only have 2 episodes left.
I know. It just seems like, yeah, I totally agree. The season, I mean, it was a nice long episode at least this time, but man, it seems like sometimes these series they take so long to build up, and then right when you're feeling good about it, you're like with Andor, you're like, oh man, there's only 3 more episodes. Like, how are they going to wrap this up? You know?
Yeah.
But Dave Filoni has my trust, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for your comments last week. I loved I responded to some of the comments on YouTube about some of your thoughts about Anakin and who he was. I think a lot of people kind of agreed with your thought that this was a post Return of the Jedi dead Force Ghost Anakin, and not my idea of a figment of imagination. So
I noticed that too when I read all of our YouTube comments, and I appreciate the support. I didn't know that we got any YouTube comments.
So my brother and your sister, there are a ton of comments. Anyway, we appreciate them. Keep them coming, and I'll probably respond to them, and Sean won't even know that they're written.
I don't know that we even get them. I'm going to go read them right after this.
Listen, we got to drive engagement to our videos, Sean, okay? Take a lesson from your dad, and you got to drive engagement.
So
right?
true. So true. Everyone put a test question in the comments below to see if I'll respond to it this week.
And with that, we'll see you next week on another episode of Dad's a Dagobah. Sean, this is the way.
We have spoken. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.